Have you noticed any differences now that Elwood is taking the medicine?
Yes, we have. He's able to entertain himself and sit still when we watch a movie. He's also not arguing with us as much.
I have to admit, I see a real difference. There's a lot less yelling in the house than there used to be.
I'm glad to hear that things are going better, but you need to remember it's important that you de-emphasize the medication and remind Elwood that he is doing better because he is trying. He needs to know that he, not the medicine, is responsible for his improved behavior.
We've been complimenting his efforts a lot, just like you told us.
He did have one bad day when he refused to mind and got into an argument. But all the other days have gone pretty well.
Well, we don't expect him to be perfect. We just want him to try. When he tries, little problems shouldn't become big ones. It's also important that on bad days you don't say to yourself, uh-oh, here we go again, but you say instead, he's having a bad day, tomorrow will be better.
What if he just starts having one bad day after another?
Today I want to talk about ODD. Many children with ADHD also develop ODD.
Are you trying to tell us that our child is odd?
No, I'm not. ODD stands for Oppositional Defiant Disorder. Children with ODD often argue with adults, lose their tempers, refuse to comply or follow rules, annoy people on purpose, blame others for their mistakes, become easily annoyed, angry, and resentful, and are often vindictive or spiteful.
Some of those are similar to what you listed for ADHD.
As we learn more about ADHD, we are seeing a significant overlap between the two disorders. But children with ODD don't have to have ADHD, and children with ADHD don't necessarily have ODD.
A lot of that does sound like Elwood.
I think that when we deal with oppositional children, there are certain things we need to look at. To begin with, we need to reduce the amount of energy we put into the conflicts. The more energy we put into an argument, the bigger the problem becomes.
I'm a pretty good yeller sometimes. I hate it when Elwood is disrespectful.
As difficult as it sounds, I believe that you have to learn not to take the disrespect personally. The children really are more into the arguing itself rather than the content of the argument. Whenever we argue back with our children, we put ourselves on their level, and then we've lost from the very beginning. The more we yell, the more powerful they become, and they're able to say to themselves, I'm so powerful that I can make mom and dad get angry like that.
This stuff is easy for you to say, but I don't know that it's that easy to do.
I'd like to tell you how successful I've been with this technique, since I know that I should practice what I preach. But I've made all the same mistakes myself over and over again. I used to get into arguments with my son. The arguments would end, and then I'd go to his room and continue the argument again. Both he and I had a bad case of last word-itis.
Well, I suffer from that myself.
Anyway, a reasonable goal is to reduce the amount of energy you put into arguing and explaining. Focus on frequent, quick, powerful consequences instead of on always getting the last word, explaining, or arguing.
Thank you for all your help. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Elwood, you're supposed to be cleaning your room, not playing with those toys. You're in trouble, young man. Just wait till your father gets home.
Mom. And that's why Mom and Dad are angry at me. They keep telling me to clean my room, and I never seem to get it finished.
What happens, Elwood?
Well, I start cleaning my room, and then I find a toy that I haven't seen in a long time, and I start to play with it, and then Mom or Dad comes to check on me, and I pretend like I'm working, but they know I'm not, and they get angry, and I get in a lot of trouble.
I can tell that this really bothers you, Elwood,
I don't like Mom and Dad angry at me.
Do you remember when we talked about the 3 main symptoms of ADHD?
There's 3 main symptoms in ADHD.
What's the first one, Elwood?
The first one is getting bored easily.
People with ADHD get distracted and bored easily.
I'm a little bored right now.
You're a little bored right now, but we just started talking.
Well, when I was a tree, I was a great big thorn, but now I'm just a little bored.
Elwood, that's not the kind of bored I'm talking about. What I mean is losing interest in things easily and then paying attention to something else, like what happens when you go to clean your room and end up playing with a toy.
And I thought I was just a bad boy.
Lots of children with ADHD begin to think they're bad because parents and teachers are angry at them all the time for not doing what they're told and not finishing things. And when we think we're bad, we act bad.
I'll try acting good, but I still might have trouble cleaning my room.
Well, one thing you can do is break up big jobs so they're small.
Break up big jobs so they're small.
Break up big jobs so they're small. Little by little you'll do them all. Work together with Mom or Dad. You'll finish much faster and you'll be glad. Do homework somewhere quiet and still. Your work will improve, I'm sure that it will. Make a goal list every day. You'll get more done if you do it this way. Learn much more, just follow this rule.
Would you like to see a magic trick with earplugs?
You want me to wear earplugs while you do a magic trick?
No, no, no. I'm going to do the magic trick with earplugs.
Oh, so you're going to wear the earplugs?
No, I'm not going to wear the earplugs either, Elwood. Just watch the trick and you'll understand. Watch closely, Elwood. I take the red cup and put it here. I take the yellow cup and put it here. And I take the blue cup and put it here. I take a magic earplug, put it on top, cover it up, cover it up. Take my magic wand and say, abracadabra, earplug pass through. And my son plays basketball while he's cleaning his room.
Now you're trying to fool me, Dr. C.
No, I'm not. He's put basketball hoops over his trash can and over his dirty clothes bag, so he makes cleaning up into a game of basketball.
I like basketball.
Another thing you can do is you can have races against each other to see who can get the work done the fastest.
That sounds good.
You can even have races against yourself.
How can you do that? There'd have to be more than one of you.
I think one of you is enough, Elwood. The way that you have a race against yourself is you Hi, Dulcie.
Hi, Dr. C.
Thank you for coming in to talk with me today.
You're welcome. You know, I really didn't want to come. Why should I have to be here when it's my brothers who have the problem?
The reason that I asked you to come in today was because when one person in the family has ADHD, it affects everybody else in the family.
What do you mean?
The way your brothers act affect how you and everybody else in the family act and feel.
That's the truth. Is anger part of ADHD?
Now, let's go over our plan. First, stay away from the anger when you can. Next, don't get involved in arguments between your parents and Stephen and Elwood. Walk away from fights and get help from your parents if you need it.
And I'm not going to hide their toys anymore. And I'm going to be Elwood's buddy next time we go to the mall so that he won't get lost again.
Good. Now, if you continue to feel so angry and unhappy, tell your parents and we'll talk some more.
Okay, Dr. C.
Before you leave, I want to make you something from a balloon.
I like balloons.
I call this fellow Try. You hang him upside down by his tail from a towel rack or from the refrigerator door. He hangs there to remind everybody that if you want to do better, you must try.
Those are the words from the Try song.
We all do better when we're trying.
Well, I'm sure going to try. You know, I guess coming in to talk with you was not such a bad idea after all. Bye, Dr. C.
Bye, Dulcie.
When your teacher needs the boys clean volunteer, and you'll use up some energy, that is clear. You should play hard on the playground, run around like you're a greyhound. You sit more still in the classroom in low gear. Having lots of energy is not so bad.
You cheated.
You're the cheater.
You're a liar.
You're the liar.
You're stupid.
You're a dummy.
Nah.
Don't make your face at me.
Come on, Elwood. Let's fight.
I'm gonna tell.
And that's exactly what happened, Dr. C. Roy got in a lot of trouble for doing something so wrong. I got in trouble too for calling names.
Well, the good news, Elwood, is that you told the teacher and you didn't hit. The bad news is you helped to make a small problem into a bigger problem.
How did I do that, Dr. C?
You did it by calling names and arguing. It's just like my magic chain. You can take a little problem and make it into a big problem, but the good news is you can also take a big problem and shrink it down into a little problem.
I get it. I get it.
Now, I want you to imagine a way you could have handled your problem without making it bigger.
Let me think.
Everybody makes mistakes sometimes.
That reminds me of one of your songs. Even Dr. C.
And Dr. C, you see, makes mistakes like you and me. Sometimes though we really try, we make mistakes and don't know why. Brothers, sisters, moms, and dads sometimes mess up and feel bad.
I learned that lovely large lizards sure don't like little lizard leashes.
No doubt about that, Elwood. No doubt about it.
It's good to see you again, Dr. C.
It's good to see you again too, Elwood. It's been several months since our last visit. How have you been doing?
I've been doing really good. I'm not getting in fights like I used to, and I'm getting all my work done at school.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, Elwood.
I still get in trouble sometimes.
Well, everybody makes mistakes sometimes.
You said it, Dr. C.
I'll tell you what. I want you to review what you learned, Elwood.
You know, I wrote a little something.
You wrote something?
Yes, I did. You want to hear it?
Sure I do, Elwood.
A poem
By Elwood.
My name's Elwood.
I'm Dr. C.
And Nathan Wood.
Real flesh, that's me. Psychologist.
And talk to who? I hear kids 'cause we care for you. Da-da.
There's three main symptoms in ADHD. The first one is getting bored easily. Hyperactivity is number two. So loaded with energy that you don't know what to do. When you act without thinking, that's impulsivity, which is the very final part of ADHD. There's three main symptoms in ADHD. The first one is getting bored easily. Hyperactivity is number two. So loaded with energy that you don't know what to do. When you act without thinking, that's impulsivity, which is the very final part of ADHD.